In the Corte di Pilato is this Chapel of Consolation from the 1500s. The rooster is significant for when the Apostle Peter denied knowing Jesus. It dates to the 14th century by an unknown sculptor. The chapel illustrates paintings from a very young Bartolomeo Gessi, showing St. Stefano and St. Lorenzo on either side of the Immaculate Virgin. There are more rich decorations and paintings around the ceilings and walls. The beautifully coloured patterns here on the external wall of the San Sepolcro are actually rare natural decorative elements in the brickwork. On the other side of the courtyard now is this little gate leading into an empty space. The exhibits here are of capitals and bits of stonework that originally adorned columns around the complex. Next door is the Chapel of St. Girolamo, and dedicated to those fallen Garibaldini soldiers in the 1800s from this region of Emilia-Romagna. This Tuscan-style chapel dates to the 16th century. The work of art above the altar is attributed to Giacomo Francia, depicting San Girolamo adorante il crocifisso fra la Maddalena e San Francesco. Inside here is another chapel from the 14th century. It's named after the Madonna of Loreto and dedicated quite clearly to all those in aeronautics. Many photos of those killed in war line the walls here. Above the altar is this precious Madonna de Loreto, who was incidentally proclaimed patron of aviators in 1920. This is the Chapel of St. Juliana. A large crucifixion hangs above the altar, while on the right wall is a fresco whose origins go back as far as the 14th century. Adjacent to this is the entrance to the 7th chapel in this complex. This 13th century chapel of the Trinità may have originally been the east end of a 4th century church or a Lombard church, but many restorations later, scholars cannot say for sure exactly what the Trinity was. This valuable exhibition here of folk art displays the adoration of the Magi, dating to the 1370s. The painted figures are attributed to Simone de' Crocifissi. Frescoes along the walls here fall between the 14th to the 15th centuries. This curious sculpture, known as Il Corpo dell'Uomo della Sindone, is by Luigi Mattei, a Bolognese sculptor from the late 1900s. Also known as the Martyrium, this chapel is dedicated to the special Italian army corps called the Bersaglieri. Leaving the chapel now leads into the arches of this 10th century cloister. This tower is adjacent to the back of the very first Church of Crucifixion, where the entrance is. In one corner is the entrance to Santo Stefano Museum. Upstairs here is the residence for the Benedictine brothers. These upper porticos are famous for their architectural harmony and the original and beautiful marble columns with interesting capitals. The Benedictine order took control of Santo Stefano in the 12th century after a particularly difficult period for this church. Today they are still the custodians of this incredible structure and are usually around the complex directing tourists this way or that, but they are often also available just for a chat.